Please. Yay! Okay, I'm just gonna take over for a second.
Okay.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at the face of failure and how he could not set up the audio. He decided to end the broadcast instead. Now, I don't know what made him think that that would work, and it took us an extra 10 minutes to get it taken care of. But hey, we're here now, right? It's all fine and dandy, I guess. And now I have to do some extra stuff to the audio because I think it's even more jacked up. But hey, I think we'll be fine in the end. You guys have a good post-game show. It's Chase checking in. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
So, with that being said, hey, welcome into another post-game show. I started a rant and muted myself. This program likes to buttercup the crap out of me at times. And Chase likes to use the old emoji part with me to tell me, hey, man, you can't run a program, which I try to defy that, and then this happens. So, again, I take one on the chin because, man, get buttercupped on the field and buttercupped on my program. So what I was trying to say in the opening rant, hey, welcome into Halos in the Infield post-game show of Western Hemisphere, Japan, China, whatever you want to call it. I'm just pissed off. We got rid of Heaney. He does not mean anything to us. The reason why I bring him up is because he was never a pitcher that won more than 10 games, always under 500. People wrote him nice letters and stuff. He didn't deserve shiest from us. And the fact that we got Reed Detmers in here making his personal debut, he took one on the chin as well because we're sticking with that theme today because Detmers didn't pitch all that great. Had a rough first inning, threw a third of his pitches in the first inning, 30 pitches, lucky to get out of it. Third inning, got lit up after the Angels spotted him a 3-run lead. He gave up 5 on 2 home runs, one to the guy Olson, and then one to the new player Jans or whatever the hell his name is. Oakland insert home run hitter here. But look, he's going to take his lumps. He's not going to be perfect. He's not going to be our savior right off the bat. He's got to earn his stripes. So I fully admitted thinking that, hey, he had a good chance to win today or maybe show up good, but he's facing Oakland right off the bat, which I would have waited had the Ohtani injury not been there magically. I would have started him against Texas, a lesser team to get his confidence. But again, Madden doesn't think that way, and Madden was forced into pitching him anyway against the superior Oakland team. And why do I call him superior? Because Oakland has basically owned us all year. They're our daddy from the north. We cannot do anything right against them this season, especially this season. And for all the excuses that were made about this team having no injuries in the pitching and stuff, again, the ERA was there all season, or at least the last month and a half, under 2 to get W's, and the Angels went under 500 in that time period of good pitching. So it's no surprise that when you get rid of guys like Heaney or you put Bundy in the bullpen, Quintana, things get better because you go youth movement. I'm here to say today, let's go full on youth movement. Let's just go and DFA people and start moving forward because, again, you're paying the lesser of the balance because it's almost the end of the season. You're going to be pushing under 60 games. Let's see what the young kids can do, man. Minor league season's almost over. I don't think Salt Lake's going to make the playoffs. Let's see what these guys can do. I want to see, more like right now. You could have what's his name? You could have had Ward as catcher. You had Theis as catcher. Instead of Suzuki, you can get rid of all these pitchers. And look, today Warren pitched really good again. 1 1/3, no runs. We go right into Selman, which I was very disappointed in his first appearance. I thought he would pitch a lot better. He kind of poured gasoline on the fire. He took over Javi Guerra's job. And there you go. The game was over right then and there. But look, again, losing to Oakland is not the worst thing. I think it's just one of those things where they're putting us out of their misery. I mean, if you're an Oakland A's fan, you could pretty much say, hey, you know what, we ended your season. Because for me as a realist, as an Angels fan, I'm going to look at today and say I think this is when the season is lost. As a fan still trying to watch this team try to make a run, I'm still going to root for them until they're mathematically eliminated. But if I had to call it today, yes, I would call it today. I would have to say you did not show up when you were given certain teams are given multiple opportunities to do something. This was definitely another opportunity that they had to show up against Oakland, and once again they failed. Once again, they could not put up the numbers. Once again, they couldn't score runs. And again, you're not having productive outs. Don't bullshit me and tell me that you cannot adjust to a pitcher, because the pitcher adjusted to you. You were able to score 3 runs off of that pitcher, and you look kind of decent in the first 2 innings. When the pitcher came out and Jeffries, being that pitcher, adjusted to the Angels' the way of hitting and their approach, guess what happened? The Angels kept their same approach. The Oakland pitcher adjusted, and he went on to do good things. The bullpen for the Oakland A's adjusted, stuck with that game plan. The Angels did not adjust, and look what happened. 3 runs, 3 hits. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable for most of the game. You had 3 hits in the first 2 innings. You don't do jack the rest of the game. You're not adjusting. You're having launch angle issues. You're not working walks. It's what we've been preaching over and over. Bad management, bad management, bad management, bad coaching. It's terrible. Again, you can give me 9 Phil Goslins, but if those Phil Goslins are being trained, if they're being coached up, if they're hitting the batting cages, like I heard someone say on one of the messengers, they hadn't hit batting cages in 2 days. Why is that? Why is a Major League Baseball team not participating in batting practice? Why? There is no excuse other than bad inclement weather that you cannot perform batting practice. Why is that? Why is it that we're trying new things that are stupid? Why isn't Madden doing things better? Why don't we have a training staff that keeps these guys from getting injured constantly? You can look to most major league teams, even the shitty ones, and they have most of their players on the field. This one has half their lineup gone, and some of their pitchers having freak incidents or just injuries in general. It makes me go back to, is there something to that building Tempe Stadium, Diablo Stadium, on a freaking ancient Indian burial ground? Is there something there? Or is there something here where it's just stupid management? And I think it's stupid management. I would like to believe it's burying or building a stadium on hollow ground, but it's not. It's basically just stupid management, stupid ownership, and it just continues. I'm almost leaning to the fact that if this team continues to play the way it is down the stretch, that you need to make a coaching decision. And look, if Perry decides to ride with Madden, I'm going to be one of those weird fans that's going to be like, let's give him another shot. Let's load his cards up, and let's see how he plays his deck. But if Perry says, you know what, screw this. I don't like the way he's managing. I don't like his coaches. Let's switch things up. Then I'm all for that too. I am all for that, because I'm not seeing it. Look, again, like I said the other day, if this team is putting up performances to where they're in situations to where, let's say, for instance, they lose today 8-3. But Oakland had 8 runs, 11 hits. They had 18 total bases is what they had. But if the Angels had 3 runs, maybe 7 hits, worked some walks, had pressure, but just couldn't get the timely hit because of who they have, or maybe they got robbed on a 3-run homer by Laredo like he usually does, things like that. I'd be like, look, they were pressuring. They were trying their best. They got a few bad breaks, few calls. I'm good with that. I can survive with an 8-3 loss with effort. But when you have an 8-3 loss and the team they don't look like they just tried it all to change things up, bunt guys over, nothing. That's where I have a problem. That's coaching. That's on the management. That's on them not switching up, not giving a crap, and things just continuing. Let's go through the motions. And then you can talk about real quick the fact that this team has had some of the worst bullpen decisions all year. Madden's gone to the well with Cichette too much, with Myers too much, or he's gone with weird situational moves like putting Quintana in the 8th inning and other things like that. I mean, I don't understand. There's been quite a few decisions where you're just head scratching, like, why does he take that pitcher out? He was doing good. Why does he do this? Oh, you're playing the analytics? Really? You bring in a guy, if you're playing the analytics, he should at least 70%, maybe 80% of the time get the job done. Instead, you bring a guy in relying on analytics, or maybe, you really can't tell with Madden because he plays both sides. He plays gut, then he plays analytics. So you'll see him go for a lefty versus righties, and you're like, okay, he just got lit up. And then you'll see a righty versus righty or righty versus lefty, and it works. I don't know. You really can't tell with Madden. So That's the most frustrating thing with me. It's one of those things today where this team kind of just lost. I think it's lost its way. And I'm here to call it right now. I'm waving the white flag. I think this season, as a realistic fan, the Tommy Dreamer, the dream kid in me that's just like sunshine and lollipops, maybe the Halo honk that's hidden deep inside my heart, is thinking this team can make a run. But the realistic ToddFox is saying, I think we're done. I think I'm tapping out right now. With our upcoming schedule and a youth movement most likely on the way, I just don't see it. That's just me. But I'm going to continue to do these shows for all those who care. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Let's see. Yvette says sounds because I came on earlier with no sound. That's awesome. Let's see. Playoffs. Fast Time says. Grillmaster says Buenifos from Mexico. He's still, and I know I slaughtered that, but he is still as upset and angry as he is in the United States. Welcome back, guys. Let's rant. Let's see. Fuck the Angels forever. There he goes, Grillmaster. It doesn't matter, down south or not. Todd equals grandpa emoji. Thank you, Chase. The Angels suck. I'll send 8 toasters and knives up there today. That's if it gets through customs. T says, tough debut for Detmers, super disappointing. He wasn't going to come out there and throw a no-hitter, but I was expecting at least 5 or 6 from him, but that's what happens when you throw too many pitches and you kind of leave one up or a fastball. I mean, that's terrible catching, too. Calling fastballs pure to Olsen, which Olsen is a pure fastball hitter. I didn't get that either. I knew Gomes and Harrison were going to be trouble. They have been very hot lately, Nats fan says. Yeah, she would know coming as a Nats fan. Detmers nibbled in the zone way too much for my liking. Also, the training staff should be injured. I wish they were. The parents' interview jinxed him, T. Goldberg said. Yeah, that was, and if you looked at that interview, that was kind of cringeworthy, too. Stop doing that. I would interview him when he's in the dugout sitting there to where they can get a nice shot of him with a jacket on or a towel over his arm and stuff like that. Don't be pressuring him when they're watching their kid actually perform on the field. It's just, it wasn't a good look, and it's stupid reporting once again by the Angels. Hey, they messed something up. Who knew? Let's see. Juan checks in. My man says, I'm at work, but just quickly checking in to say we suck. Season is over. I'm right there with you. Jaime says, why the fuck would they interview his parents while he's on the mound? That's my whole point right there. DFA the players. Wow, I did not see that one coming, Grillmaster. Did not see that one. You caught me off guard with that one. DFA the trainers and medical staff. Nats fan says, yes, Selman needs to be sold back to the Giants. Now, I'm not going to stick a fork in him. I don't think he's done yet. I just think that he came out and he shit the bed. Let's see, or it's Messiah right there. He says, youth should be served. I agree. We tripled our run total from yesterday. Roger Lod, let's pretend that all, like it's all fine. Shut the F up, Lodge. Zip your lips. We rip them off. There you go. Yvette says our offense has been swinging at everything. Yeah, don't you guys and girls out there find it really strange that every other team can adjust, but we can't? They're like, Madden's like, hey, we got a plan. Let's stick to it. And that plan is sometimes works in the first few innings and sometimes it doesn't, and you carry that in. It's fun to see that up until today, the first 3 games, even though we took 2 losses, I was proud of the pitching. I don't know about you guys and girls out there, but I was proud of the pitching in the first 3 games. I thought, wow, man, this pitching staff pitched 3 good games he could have won. They outdid themselves. The starters did great. Some may argue that point, but I thought, man, they did a fine job. Good enough to win every one of those games. Should have got all 3. If the offense just puts up anything, and the offense didn't. They just put up anything the other day. Ohtani got that hit, and that was it. Other than that, they didn't do anything yesterday either. So, I mean, in the first 2 innings, you're like, hey, they're breaking out. 3-run lead. Nope. Right away. And even if you take one on the chin and give it 5 spot, you're still only down 2. Blooping a blast. Walking a blast. Or because that's how they like to score runs. They don't like to pressure any more than that. Or get a couple walks, get an RBI single, something like that. Nope, nothing. They just went back into their hole they crawled out of. Gomes is a great catcher and game caller for pitches, especially young pitchers. Yeah, we don't get catchers like that usually. Rayu says Angels don't make the playoffs and Madden should get axed. I agree. They've got batting cages underneath the stadium. No excuses. It's 2 days. Yeah, but it's 2-day games. Look, I don't know if it's Ohtani because he doesn't like taking batting practice, but why the hell is the entire team underneath the stadium? They should get their asses on the field, get used to the field, situational hitting. You can't learn nothing in a freaking net underneath this damn stadium. You can't learn to spray the ball to the other field. It's much more of a visual thing if you're seeing the ball go down the third base line as a left-handed hitter or as a right-handed hitter hitting the ball down the right field line. I'd like to do that more than I would be in a cage. In a cage doesn't teach you shit. But unfortunately, that's what Madden thinks. So there you go. Yvette says Ohtani needs to have batting practice. I think so too. I mean, what's wrong with it? Working out here in the gym, listening to your show. Keep it up, Todd. I'll have a new video on the return home. There you go. Thank you, Grillmaster. Bring back Bud Black. I would like to see that. Surprising thing is this series was that Succubus Loreno wasn't super bad or impactful in this series. No effing urgency on this team. It's all BS. We kept him in check finally for the most part. Shame. We kept Oakland pretty much in check and still lost 3 out of 4. Carumba Grillmaster says James says fans are on here for more heart than the players on the field. That's for sure. I've seen that multiple times. Minus will play funeral music after every loss. Roughneck says, yeah, we lost, but I enjoyed the pitching today. The pitching was good. All series, really. Damn, Chase looks old on Chase looks old this show, or Chase looks old on the show. Ha ha ha. Totally agree. Flat season is over. Don't tap out, bro. Hey, Joseph, I've seen enough to say, like, again, the Halo honk in me is like, we got this, man. We're gonna come back because James, you're gonna play those clips again, right? And we're gonna play all this, we're gonna play the Halo honk song every time someone calls, and we're gonna keep our upbeat because if anyone comes in with a negative comment, James, you hang up on them. You hear me, James? You hear me? Anything negative, it's not good to be accepted, and that's how it works. But on this station, like, I want the Angels to do good, man. My heart of hearts wants them to make a run. But my realistic side is like, dude, I'm done. There's 7 games out. You mean to tell me we've not only got to beat Oakland at some point with only 1 series left with them at home, a 3-game set. We've got to sweep them, and we got to depend on them to lose in August and September, which they don't normally do. They save their losing for October because that's what they're good at, choking in the postseason. But for right now, they're going to be good. So we got to jump 4 other teams and them? No, we had a chance to get within 3 or 2, but we blew that in 2 straight series with sucky teams in between to take advantage of. So, no, that's all on the Angels. That is all on the Angels. Yvette says, remember when Madden said he wasn't going to focus on analytics? Yeah, what happened there? And, what happened in 1985? Yvette keeps saying, hey, she keeps mocking Madden, but I'm right there with her. What happened in 1985? If this is not, and let me just get one more thing out too. Wasn't this? Why couldn't you just make the entire series 70s weekend? Why does it have to be Friday and Saturday? Number 1. Number 2. The Angels never wore those jerseys in the 70s. Those are 80s jerseys. Believe me, if anyone knows about jerseys, it's me. Those were 80s jerseys. And you said, hey, we're wearing your... You can't even get that right. The marketing, everything was wrong with this franchise from top to bottom. Oh, well, I know how to get more fans in the seats. More bobbleheads. And no, we're not going to have a bobblehead of someone you haven't heard or someone, it's a 60th anniversary. You could have a Dean Chance, a Nolan Ryan, a Garrett Anderson, a Jim Edmonds, a Tim Salmon bobblehead. Nope. Let's have Mike Trout, the 30th edition of Mike Trout. And let's have the 50th edition of Shohei Ohtani because those are the only 2 players in this franchise. That's all you can do. I mean, even the marketing pisses me off because they're so stupid. God, it drives me insane, this team. Because at some point I want to be happy when they win. And I am happy when they win. But it drives me insane how they continue to just, when they can turn things around and they just go right back to the stupid crap. The only thing that's got me hanging on by a thread of any kind of hope, and I'll be real with you, is the hope that all these pitchers, 5 of those 20 that we drafted, will pan out. The hope is that Suarez and Sandoval continue to progress. And that Detmers can take his lumps but learn and get good and maybe next year become another, raise up a level. And Packy can make it finally. And all these guys, Chris Rodriguez can stretch out to a starter or a long reliever or a setup guy. Or some of these hitters can come back, or we can develop more guys. That's my hope. That's what keeps me holding on, thinking that despite how stupid and drunk Artie is, that somehow Perry can make things work. And he could fix the minor league system with all the embarrassing BS that came out. And get rid of those bad contracts. That's my hope. I'm putting all my hope in Perry right now. Because other than that, man, the marketing, the ownership, everything else, even Bally Sports West, I'm over them. All of it. I give Detmir some slack today, Grillmaster. Wow, what is wrong with you? You're giving him slack? Because I have reason. It have to be reasonable. He was nibbling in the zone. Jaime says this team has no identity. The players don't know the roles. Whose clubhouse it is, no idea. Detmers will end up fine, in my opinion. I do too. The Angels head medical trainer, Rick Smith, has been with the team since 1978, Ace. And you know what? Things get old over time. You need to make a change, and they don't. He's a rookie, bro. Give him some time. He will develop into the right training, though. I think so. But, Joseph, you saying develop with the right training, that's the key. Do we have the right training? Because we don't have a coach. Yeah, you're right, Todd. A young and inexperienced movement with this schedule we have remaining, I think, would be it's going to be too much ground to gain. Chowder here says Madden and the staff need to go. We will go nowhere with these managers and coaches. Madden just wants everyone to be everyone's buddy. The perfect example of not caring. Rendon, where the F is he? A says, I don't think it was a good idea for Reed Detmers to sign autographs before the game. That's a bad pitcher's jinx. I didn't even think about that. Grillmaster says, where are Rex Grossman maneuver? F it, go deep. That's true. Where is the fundamental baseball? It's not there, Grillmaster. Don Hammond says, it's crazy. Rendon still hasn't started any baseball activities yet. MFer already been out for a month. He's that damn hurt. What the hell? Yeah, it did not look like anything serious. When he fell down to try to get that ball on the third base side down the line, it just looked like he fell down. I mean, was he stabbed? Did something like go through his abdomen or something, or rip open his thigh muscle? I mean, I don't get it. At Trout here, Rendon is having a nice Sunday off. The same for Trout. Grillmaster says, I had no idea we had cages under the stadium. We do, but why don't I've never seen an Angels team prefer to go underground than have batting practice on the field. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. They used to have punching bag with bats where players can take out their anger. They don't have it anymore. This team doesn't even care. A says the A's did the field batting practice before the game today. Well, yeah, because they're a winner. They're a winning team. It reminds me of a scene in Fever. Jaime says, James says, Angels need George Knox to come back and teach them fundamentals. Yeah, they need to go 3 hours before the game starts and do that. Juan says, it's really a miracle Oakland didn't sweep us. That is true. Let's see. Jaime says, scene in Fever pitch where the players are having a grand time after a loss. Jimmy Fallon is pissed. First off, Jimmy Fallon's not a believable actor, but yeah, I get him in that role. Yvette says, I feel like the players don't even belong on the field before the game starts. It's just stupid. And Drizzle says it was a fun season at the beginning and pretty much over now. Just look at the lineup. I just want to see Trout, Marsh, Adele outfield this season. You won't see that because I'm pretty sure Trout will be shut down. I really am right now. You get within 10 games of the wild card and fall back that far. It's bound to happen. I don't see it at all. I think they're just going to say, hey, let's just play on the safe side. This is our franchise. We're shutting them down. And the only guy you're going to see the rest of the year balls out is Ohtani. He wants those 10 wins. He wants those 55 to 60 home runs because that's a big payday for him. So I don't blame him at all. Isaiah's World says Thice sucks, Mayfield sucks, Eaton sucks, maybe Iglesias sucks. F. Rally Chris says the season is we're 7 games out. Losing 3 out of 4 to Oakland, I'm so effing mad. I'm tired of Thice. Get rid of him already. He's a four-tool player, dude. He'll never hit in the majors. He just won't. Matty V is calling the Texas games. We need the stats on his calls and wins and losses. I'm working on that. Another Joe not keeping his promises. James Session. Jaime says if it makes us feel a little better, we're 6 behind in the loss column, which means that we can creep back within 5 with wins tomorrow and Thursday. Also, Oakland plays San Diego Tuesday and Wednesday. However, with Oakland playing the way that they are, or San Diego playing the way they are inconsistent because they've been a disappointment. That team is star-studded. Yes, they have the second wild card spot, but they lost 2 of 3 to Colorado. It wouldn't shock me that Oakland goes in there and kicks their ass. Matty V calling the Texas series for sure lost then. Isaiah's World says this is the worst organization, and I'm an Angels fan. We are all Angels fans, and this organization is making the Montreal Expos before they got when they were ran out of the league look better than us. It's making the Florida Marlins, Miami Marlins, whatever they're called, looking like a legit franchise. Yvette says, I laugh out loud, that's what I said. And when I went to the game yesterday, why were they playing 80s music? Yeah, exactly, because they don't understand anything. The Angels can't do anything right. It's 70s weekend, and you're putting up 80s pictures on the board. You're having them in 80s uniforms. It doesn't make any sense. Rally Chris says, let's go Chargers. I'm ready for football. James says, yeah, Angels promos suck. Not celebrating the 60th anniversary. Came up to batter promos. Hopefully next season there's a better promos. Well, there better be. It's the anniversary of the 2002 season. So I better see a hell of a lot of old 2002 Angels players there. There's no excuse. And listen, I love Rod Carew, but in the heart of hearts, he's a Hall of Fame Minnesota Twins player. Stop trotting him out there all the time. Bring up other players that maybe younger players don't, or younger kids don't know. You know what I mean? Like they don't do it. They did it for a couple years. A couple years back when they were giving away the Angels Hall of Fame, they were inducting guys. They brought them back for those ceremonies, but this was a golden opportunity to celebrate your past and work towards your present, and they didn't do any of that. I mean, they dropped the ball like you would not believe. Chase says, if I'm a manager and they start playing like this, I'm going to tell my guys to start playing with reckless abandonment. You feel like you can steal a base. If you want to swing 3-0, then swing. And I get it. And then that's perfect. And Isaiah says, get rid of Artie. I wish we could. But Chase makes some great points. Just say F it and do whatever you can to win. F and play smart. Worst organization, I'm telling you, Isaiah said. I get it, Isaiah. Added Drizzle, not much offense difference anyway. He's a better play caller than Rich. Joseph Reno says, you guys need different guys training these pitchers. It's obvious the coaches can't do it. Sign a petition to overthrow the pitching coach. He's just collecting a check at this point. And he's a filler, Joseph. He came in because Dick Picks got himself excluded from the league. And, Matt Wise is terrible. They haven't had a real pitching coach in a few years now, I think since Butcher. And Butcher was average. I liked Bud Black before that. But after that, it's really dropped off. And as well as anybody, Joseph, being a Dodger fan, that Butterfield is few and far between. That was a guy that I wish the Angels had. I mean, you guys, as an organization, keeping Butterfield through all those management changes was probably one of the smartest things because you guys have always had a consistent pitching staff. He's always worked with guys. We don't have a guy like that. And Bally Sports West is the curse, Yvette says. Those were correct 70s unis from 73 to 78, but they had no last names on the back. That's what I'm saying. They weren't all that correct. What was the value of the Angels team? $300 billion? No. Well, he bought them for $300 million, but they're over $1 billion worth right now. I think they're $1.5 billion. So in the short period of time that Artie bought the team, this team has grossed, has tripled or quadrupled in value. So. Yeah, go figure. Anaheim Angels, not Los Angeles. Isaiah's World says, I wish it were California. I have a bad feeling about Detmers. Nah, dude, he'll be okay. Trust me, he'll get it together. Bally Sports is horrendous, and the announcers they hire are terrible. They say the same 5 things over and over. Kurt Suzuki says. Even he's ragging on his own team. Rendon might actually have a vagina. He stabbed it there. James says Rendon just taking the rest of the season and enjoying the money. Yvette says we were winning when it was Fox Sports. Yeah, we kind of were. Let's see. It sounds like Joe Madden likes to going down with the guys. Like for real, ha ha ha. Isaiah says we need Victor Rojas back. See, he would have stayed if he was GM, but I don't agree with him being a GM first time guy out. Grandmaster says we are 100,000% guaranteed to be swept by Texas. I don't think so. I think we're going to lose 2 of 3 though. Even though if Ohtani gets a payday, his contract will be Albert contract. No, because he never lived up to his pay grade. I think Ohtani has a drive to just, if we gave him a 10-year deal, I'd be good with it because I know he could perform. See, go enjoy your family, Trout. Vlad's 27 says, I'll never go to another Galo game until Trout, Rendon, Walsh are all returned. Well, that might not be till next season. Angels need a new identity. They really need to rebrand. They need to be the California Angels and get new unis. A says Matty V has called 13 wins for the Angels, but probably 20 losses. James Sesson says it's not worth scoreboard watching anymore. It's not. Bottom 5 worst organization for sure right now. Do the Angels even know how to count? Grillmaster says this franchise is an effing joke. Bunt for once, Yvette says. No, we want to bunt with 2 outs and nobody on. That's what we want to do. And Texas, it's a 4-game series. Well, then we'll split with them. James says it would be great if on opening day, Garrett Anderson, Tim Salmon, and the others from the 0-2 team throw out the first pitch. That would be nice. Yvette says, I hate Artie. Team should bunt at least 3 times a game. They should hit and run at times too, and run. Bring back Butcher for crying out loud, Vlad says. Yeah, right now he's managing the poorest staff in the league right there now, though, in Arizona. I want someone new. I want someone that's proven and someone that's hungry. I mean, that should be a character role for any hire now from here on out for Perry, is get people that are hungry and who actually want to do something with an organization, either on the field or as coaches. AAA pitching coach seems good whenever pitchers go down there. They always come back up and they are good. That could be a way to do it. Maybe if you promote. That's a good call, Kurt. Could promote from within. Andrew says Artie doesn't care about anything that has to do with Angels culture and doesn't know anything about Angels culture. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, he doesn't know what it is at all, other than drinking scotch. Do you guys do not like Gary DiSorcina, Ron Redicke, or Dino Ebel? Dino Ebel never got his spot, never got a job. I think he's wasting his talents over there in L.A. Gary DiSorcina is a Boston guy, so that's why he went to Boston. He left this organization. Ron Redicke, I'd like to give a shot, but he kind of got one in Milwaukee and kind of shit the bed. So I would like to see, if out of those 3, I'd like to see Dino get a shot. I would be happy with Dino getting a job here. He's old school. I kind of like that, so we'll have to see. He says bring out Wally Joyner or Finley, Langston, or even Jim Abbott bobblehead with those dudes. Celebrate the past and stop invoking Carew. Again, Carew's almost a lifelong Twins guy. He only spent a couple years here in Anaheim, maybe 4 or something like that, maybe 5 at the most. I mean, all he did really, they keep showing is his 3,000 hit. He wasn't even on the 86 team that almost went to the World Series. So they never really won anything with him, really. So I think he was on the 79 team, if I'm not mistaken. Other than that, I mean, he really didn't do anything here with the Angels. Angels are worth over $2 billion right now. Okay, so they went over $1 billion. Angels are worth hopefully dropping. No, it's going up. As a Dodger fan, I wouldn't mind Detmers, since we traded away 2 pitching prospects for Scherzer. Yeah, but Joseph, the problem is you guys have scouts. You actually find players. You actually develop players. The Angels don't do that. That's the frustration on this side, because when Disney sold the team, they cut the budget for scouting, and so the scouting got progressively terrible. Now, I'm under the notion that Perry's gotten better scouts in there because of what the reviews are on the pitchers that we drafted. For the first time in a long time, people are saying, hey, the Angels really got a really good haul. That has yet to be determined. Anyone can think of a player being good. They have to prove it. Dodgers are loaded. That's just what it comes down to. They are loaded. Even though you guys gave up two pitching prospects, you guys are loaded. I mean, absolutely loaded. And it's just frustrating to talk about the Dodgers because they're on another level, and I hate saying it. I hate admitting it. Yvette says California Angels. I would love to see that back. Rendon will return and pull an F and eyelash. T says Texas is a hot garbage. We'll sweep them. I hope so. Can't count on a sweep though. Not Truce fires right back. Rob says why won't we bring up Adele? Watching Upton play D is painful and is hitting as well. That's because he's just playing out the roster. I don't know why he's not up yet. Angels should get 3 or 4 from Texas, but who knows? Uncle Albert hits bases hitting clear, hit a bases clearing double play for us. Just saying. Well, that's his MO. That is his MO. Courtney says I have no words. I don't blame you. It's hard to have anything with this team. Isaiah says we should just have an outfield full of Angels prospects and see how they play. And the one thing I will say about Marsh playing so far, he's swung and missed at some things. He struck out, but he has worked a lot of pitches and he's worked a few walks. The hits will come in time. I think they will. You know, he's getting his feet wet right now. The power is going to come later. I think that's more like next year. But watch the season progresses, the more he plays, I think by the end of the season, you'll see him around 250, which is what I figured he would be. And he's going to work a lot of walks. Right now, he's embarrassing the rest of the team. And he's embarrassing the rest of the team because of his hustle, his defense, and he's working walks and taking pitches. He's not up there 0-2 before he even gets in the batter's box like Iglesias and a few other hitters that just want to get right back out on the field. They don't even want to rest in the dugout. Just at least give your goddamn pitcher 5 minutes to sit down in the bench, and collect his thoughts and figure out who he's got to pitch to in the next inning and how he's going to approach it. No, you can't do that. You got to just 1, 2, 3, and then send him right back out there. And he's got no time. You don't give your pitchers any time out there. It's pathetic. No working of accounts whatsoever. T says, we can't expect this to score a bunch without Rendon and Trout out there. Mayfield has a cool story, but let's be honest. He's ass. Eaton has no offense, and Gosselin is first is a bench player. That's true, but again, there's ways to manipulate them as a hitter. They are professionals. You can even do the same thing with Renifo. You just need to either slap him upside the head or punch him in the face or grab him by the neck and say, stop with a goddamn launch angle and just put the barrel on the bat and let's see what happens. But no, nobody's up there correcting their swings. Nobody's telling these guys, hey, you had the wrong approach right there. Next time, get your ass straight out there and put the barrel on the bat. Or, hey, you know what? When the 50 guys are on the right side of the field, lay down a bunt. Take a base. Nobody's telling them that. I challenge you to tell me different because it's not happening. You're not seeing any of these guys making any adjustments. It's the same approach every time. That's why you're seeing guys pop up. That's why Iglesias keeps popping up to second base. That's why they keep rolling over the top of the pitches and grounding into double plays or just make, when they have the shift, let's just keep hitting it to right field. Keep hitting it right field. Keep hitting it right field. No barrels are hitting those bats. I guarantee you. I guarantee you they're hitting it about with 30 to 40% of that bat every time. I guarantee you. Should have gotten effing pitchers before the deadline. There it is right there. Fernando says, what the hell was that? Literally the entire series. I wish Andrew Bailey stayed with the Angels. He was doing great now he's doing great for the Giants. Yeah, let's anyone ace that makes any kind of difference for the team, let's ship him out. Why do the Dodgers always buy and trade? The Galos never do anything. Well, that's because we don't have a freaking team or an organization well ran, and we don't print money like they do. They print money. As you can see, they have a $290 million payroll. $290 million payroll. You realize that just 10 years ago, $110 million by the Yankees was considered gross. Now you're looking at it, and you have a low end that you have to spend, and I think it's only like $60 million, maybe 65, and you have a team that has almost 4 times that amount, or more than 4 times the amount of spending than the lowest team in all of baseball. How is that fair? So you can complain that way too, but then you could also say, well, yeah, but the Dodgers have been beaten consistently in the World Series of the postseason up until last season in the exhibition. But still, that's still an unfair playing field that they could just go and buy and take and then use their prospects if they don't want to add, take the players, and try to justify it that way through free agency, just trade for whoever they want. Well, that's what they're able to do. I'll take 50-year-old Vladimir Guerrero over these pieces of shits. I think he would help them win as well. Sucks that we have seats at August 11th. This is going to be my last game going to the season. 310, come to August 14th for the tailgate. I encourage all of you to go because I guarantee that might most likely be my last game. One of the only positive is, unless they do a youth movement, I'll go in September to see a youth movement for sure. If they cut all the dead weight, I'm going to go and support this team if they have a youth movement. Jaime says one of the only positives is that we have a ton of money to play with in the next 2 years, especially when Upton comes off the books. I agree. Should have acquired Baez or Contreras from the Cubs, Jeff says. Trotter here says, we need to clean house. This is embarrassing. Drede says, finally set. I'm putting the gear away. We'll continue to listen to Todd. Thanks, Trotter here. Finally sent Renifo's ass back down to AAA today. Brought back Keelan Wong. There you go. Get a hitting coach, Jeff says. Yvette says, new coaches and a medical staff. That would be the Christmas present of all Christmas presents. He says, let's see. Rally Chris says, what is Papa Fox going through right now? He's depressed. I'll tell you that right now. My pops is depressed. Other than last night's dinner at Bubba Gump Shrimp, he's pretty depressed. We don't get a rebrand, uniform change, name change until post-Artie. I'd have to also see California Angels come back. We need a new identity and to get these young guys started on the right path, he says. I'm with you there. Ace says, I am so glad the Angels did not draft Kumar right now. Trivia Sunday. Yeah, that's coming up, Ace. But yes, you are right. If you guys have not heard, Kumar is, I don't think he's signed with the Mets. They missed out on signing him. He has all sorts of arm trouble. That means they lost their draft pick, their number 1 draft pick. That's kind of huge. And so Kumar is out there. So I don't know. Are you doing 2 bingo numbers today? Yes, because also if you didn't check it, I gave 2 numbers to what's his name, James this morning for the pregame show. So on the pregame show, he did 2 numbers. I'm gonna do 2 numbers right here as well. Let's see, and I'll give those to you right now. So and then we'll do trivia right after. I'll give you an easy. Since today was hard to watch, I'll give you an easy one. It's I-16. Is the first number, and the second number is B3. So I-16 and B3 for today, and also you had 2 numbers this morning from James's pregame show. Let's see, sad day. Sad to say, but this was one of our last chances to make the playoffs. Had to take at least 3 or 4 from Oakland. Dre Day, you're so on point right there. Have fun in the States, folks. See you, Grill Master. Enjoy it down there. Stop hitting the ball up and hitting into the damn shift. This team can kiss my... Vlad says, digging the hat, Todd. Thank you, Trotta here. Don says, would you want Corey Seager, Todd, on a 3-year deal in the offseason? I kind of would. He's a good shortstop up until this season, getting that freak wrist injury. I think he had the broken wrist. He was pretty solid. So I mean, I would have took him. Let's see. Chris Rodriguez is going to start tomorrow. He was just scratched from AAA. Okay, that's not bad. Let's see what he can do, man. Because but the only problem with that is he didn't get enough innings, though. He didn't get enough innings being stretched out, so I'm kind of leery on that one. Chase says MRIs on Kumar's shoulder and elbow came back with no damage, however. Angels should definitely sign him and take a shot at him. They can get him a lot cheaper. That is true, but you know what? That would be smart, Chase. So I'm pretty sure the Angels are going to go the other way. Rally Chris says, on the bright side, I ordered a California Angels hat to match my custom jersey, which is coming. So that's cool. Take a page out of the Rays book. Jeff says, yeah, that team knows how to win with nothing. And, yeah, we have a lot of money in the offseason. Will Perry make the big difference with it? We'll have to see. This Galo team is going to make me commit suicide, Vlad says. Man, don't take it too hard on the chin, man. It's just – this team has been very, very frustrating. So since I caught up on the comments, let's get to the freaking what is it, trucker hat trivia, which we do Wednesdays and Sundays. You can get this beautiful red trucker hat, or you can get this beautiful black trucker hat, which are the 2 new styles. We ran out of the other 2 new styles, so we got those 2 in. How much money do we have in the offseason? A lot, Troll. Troll checking in right there. Mets will have their 11th pick in the 2022 season. Let's see. Let's do the question real quick, and then I'll get to some more of the comments. So, this should be an easy one. Which MLB network broadcaster was a former Angel? And go. First one to get it on the comments gets the hat. Let's see. In the meantime, Yvette says, get a player like Chris Bryant that can play almost every position. Don Hammond says, because I don't think Seager is going to go back to the Dodgers. I think so, too, because now that they got Trey Turner, he's in it for the long haul. So the question again is, which MLB broadcaster was a former Angel? Detmayer shit the bed today. Not Ken Brett, Ace. We're talking on the actual MLB network broadcast, who's always up in the booth. Mark DeRosa, nope. Troll says, let's see, Salmon, Ray, he's not on the MLB. No, it's not Tim Salmon. We're talking on the MLB network, not the Bally's. Let's see, although I like Marsh, I feel like we should have traded him to Miami. I don't know about that. I know he was on there. He was there. Let's see, that's not Gooby. It's not Tim Salmon. There's one guy. It's not Jose Mota. I'm talking about on the MLB network, the actual channel. Nothing to do with Bally's, nothing to do with FS1. Not Fast Excursion, no. There you go, right there. Yvette got it again. See, now you're up to your limit. You got she won 2 times in a row. It is Harold Reynolds. Harold Reynolds played almost his entire career with the Mariners, but then came over to the Angels in one of his final seasons. And I think it was one of the first years I watched baseball with the Angels when they had Johnny Ray and Harold Reynolds and a few other players like that playing second base. Reynolds was already past his prime, I believe, when he was in the Angels, but still, he was a guy. So, Yvette, you know the deal. I already got your address, so just send me which hat you want. I think I gave you the black one, so if you want to mix it up and go with the red one, congratulations. That's what we'll do right there. And it's so she's capped out. I know Ace has been capped out for at least one more week because, you know, she was winning a lot. But we have jerseys to give away as well with the Jersey Bingo. That's why I gave away those numbers if you're listening for the first time. Then also, you know, we do the trucker hat trivia too. So you have plenty of chances to win things here on Halos in the Infield page. It's not David DeJesus, but yeah, let's see. We got a couple more here. Let's see. Also, Fernando says don't forget about the tailgate. Also, we're going to have stuff to give away, and we have a special guest who is going to be at the tailgate. So if you don't like this post game and you actually listen to the one on AM 830, Trent Rush is actually going to be kind enough to come down and chill. I'm making him a plate of food. He's going to hang out. Fernando got him to make an appearance at the tailgate. So if you want to meet Trent Rush, take a picture, talk some Angels baseball, courtesy of Halos in the Infield, come down and say hi to us and say hi to him because he'll be there. We might have another surprise working in the way for that too. Not True says, damn worth a guess. Yesenia says, I loved Harold Reynolds. Let's see. Chewy says, Reed Detmer's had a bad outing, but he will get better. Don't worry. I'm with you. I ain't worried about that. Can I get a jersey instead? LOL. We got to give away the hat. You know, right now the jersey thing is coming with bingo, and we're actually going to have another jersey to give away. What do you call it? Probably for the tailgate. So we'll have a jersey or two there. Might have something else if you're willing to wait. You can pick your own size too. So again, the jerseys did not come in right away when we wanted them to. So they're going to be a little late. I was going to have a bunch of them there, at least 8 in different sizes that you guys can pick through. But what we're going to do is we might just have an IOU. So if you win, you know, we get your information down. We'll just ship it to you in a couple weeks. If you're willing to wait, that could be a way that we do a few more giveaways. Actually have a few more things to give away other than what we're already going to have to give away. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. Harold Reynolds on play for the he played in 94. Okay. So I was off on the year. I'm sorry. Troll says, should we sign Scherzer to a 1-year deal and Stroman to 3 years and also bring in Seager? That would make sense, but I don't think Scherzer would go for a 1-year deal, Troll. We'd have to offer him a 3-year, which at that age, he would be 39 in the final year. He's aging like a fine wine, Troll, so I would take a shot on him for a 3-year deal. I would get Stroman if he would be willing to come over to the West Coast, but I don't think he is. We know Scherzer is because obviously he's with the Dodgers, but I don't think Stroman's going to leave the Bronx. And as far as Seager, I would do Seager as far as a player to come here. Did I miss bingo? Yeah, you did, but the numbers, I'll repeat it one more time. It's B3 and also I-16. So B3 and I-16. I would have got it right, but I work for Halos in the Infield. There you go, James. Let's take Todd. Let's take Todd Food to all the broadcasts. Oh, I appreciate that. In Detmers, we trust. There you go, Troll. And then we're giving away stickers as well at the tailgate. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to give away, actually. I got some stuff from Archangel Pins. So there's going to be a lot of mini little giveaways that we can give to the kids. I'm trying to see if we could work some youth jerseys in to give away to some of the kids, too. I think that would be nice. But I got to check my connection if he can get them here in time. If not, those might be an IOU. Let him hear us. Langston, let's see, Moda, Gooby, Salmon, let them bring in a nice plate. We'll get them talking about the podcast. Yeah, we should do that. We should offer them some food and see what happens right there. Yeah, Stroman would be difficult. See, Fast Time says, I can't wait for the tailgate. Yeah, I can't wait for all of you guys because it's not just us that you're going to be there to conversate with and talk to. Obviously, Trent Rush will be there. We're trying to work on someone else to be there as well. And then also we're trying to also see about, we're also going to be part of Halo Nation and also Calling All Angels. They're going to be there as well. It's going to be like 3 groups of people. So it's going to be, or 3 groups all together. How many people show up? I don't know. Usually when the team is good, I've seen it to where you've had like 300 or 400. No, I'd say about like 200 to 300 actual people participate in because we've taken some pretty big pictures of when they did the Halo Nation one when I was a part of that page more, that had like 200 or almost close to 300 people that showed up, and it was a massive party underneath the Halo, a lot of dancing, giveaways, and food. It was really, really nice. It was like a potluck. This one's going to be a potluck too if you want to bring sides, but we'll have other stuff as long as the food that I get will last. And then if you want to contribute something, we're going to grill it up, and we're going to have like 2 grills. So it's going to be fun. So if you've never experienced a tailgate, I encourage you to come down, bring the family, have a good time. There's going to be good giveaways. But again, when the team's doing good, it's easy to have 300 people plus. But if it's not, maybe we're going to have like 100 or less. I don't know. It just depends. It's just going to be where the team's at. A lot can happen in 2 weeks as well. Let's see. So at Troll, that would be good. Don Hammond says, I'm going to pull up for the tailgate. Awesome, not true. James says, I'll have some stickers and more to give away at the tailgate. There you go right there. Invite Ty Butcher to the tailgate. I would try to hear, but he's on the East Coast. I know he would show up, but I don't know if we could. We'd have to pay for his flight to come in probably, so that's not going to happen. But again, as we finish up the show today, sorry I got on late. Had some super technical issues. Thanks to Chase again saving the day. And making me realize, yes, that emoji with the old man is making... I'm the get off your lawn guy now, apparently. So that kind of sucks. Do we have to pay for parking to enter the tailgate? No, not necessarily. If you can park on the outside somewhere, you might get cheaper parking. But if you want to pay the $10 just to come in for the tailgate, that's basically... I mean, unless you could get dropped off and walk in, that'd be one way to do it. You don't have to pay that way, but yes, if you want to park anywhere close, you're going to have to pay to get in just for the tailgate if you don't want to go to the game. I imagine a lot of people will do that. What time does the tailgate start? We're going to get set up like around 12, so I don't think it'll probably kick off till 1, and then it'll probably go to 6 o'clock. We're going to go right to 6 o'clock. That way we'll start wrapping things up, and then we'll go from there into the stadium, because it'll take us some time. Ryu says, I want to go to the tailgate, but I don't know. I want to watch I don't know if I want to watch the Astros beat the Angels. Then just stay for the tailgate. That'd be cool. In my opinion, I feel like Rendon is Albert Pujols 2.0, injury prone. What do you think? That was a hot take on that a few people have said in the past, and it was said somewhere else, and I kind of am leaning towards that. Until I could see him break out and have a potential year, which he should have had between 25 and maybe 32 home runs, 100 to 110 RBIs, and maybe like a 270, 280 average, then I'd be like, okay, you know what, we got our money's worth. Until he does that, and this is now back-to-back seasons, starting slow, being injury-prone, not looking like he cares too much, could be an Albert 2.0. And Chase is reminding me again of the emoji. Trotter here says, can we help set up? Yeah, if you guys get there like at 12 o'clock when the gates open, that would be great. If you guys want to come down, the more the merrier would be awesome. I'm going to be trying to get the, like I said, tablecloths together. I got several tables. If you guys want to bring a couple tables, I'm kind of minus that. Maybe I'll put out a shout out to what we need as we get a little closer. But I'm going to make a raid downtown. I know a good spot to buy stuff wholesale, which a lot of restaurants do. And I'll buy as much as meat as I can. Maybe some hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like that. And, maybe you guys want to help out with buns. That would be cool. Or sides like maybe the mustard ketchup and all that stuff. Because we can get nice and fat before we go in the game. That would be cool. Because we'd save a lot of money. Because we're doing this as fun. We want to be out there with the fans. And, this is gonna be something to help us get through the season that is the 2021 Angels season. So, if you guys are all on board with that, message me if you guys want to bring something. And sides are encouraged. We're going to keep talking about this as we get closer and closer, posting about it. So there'll be more questions answered as we get going through this or get closer to the tailgate. So that being said, everyone, thank you for sticking with us. We were on an hour late. Catch the pregame show tomorrow. I don't think James is going to be able to do it, so we're going to either have myself fill in or Fernando maybe, or Chase. Someone's going to fill in at some point to do the pregame show, and we'll have more numbers to give away for the bingo. For that game, not true, it's 427. I'll be in 427 for that game. I just got some tickets right there to check out the Houston Astros. So with that being said, everyone, enjoy the rest of your Sunday.